BEHEST. Meghan losing Harry forever as Eugenie team up with Queen to deal her a devastating blow. When Prince Harry and Princess Eugenie sat in prime seats at last weekend's Super Bowl in Los Angeles, it appeared they didn't have a care in the world. But behind the cousins' big day out, there was a serious undertone to Eugenie's secret visit to California. Eugenie brought news of just how bad things are back home, reveals a close source. Harry and his wife, Duchess Meghan, are barely on speaking terms with most of the royal family, so are somewhat out of the loop, continues the source. But things are getting rather desperate for the Queen, so Eugenie was tasked with convincing Harry to return, sooner rather than later. During his last visit home in July 2021, Harry reportedly promised his 95-year-old granny he'd come back to the family if she needed him. And it seems that time is now. Last week, as Her Majesty remained on light duties thanks to a recent health scare, the family found itself rudderless when all four of the Queen's councillors of state, the adults who are next in line to the throne and able to step up in the sovereign's absence, were either away, ill or indisposed. Prince William was on a whirlwind trip to the United Arab Emirates when his father, Prince Charles, was forced into isolation after testing positive to COVID for the second time. The only remaining councillors of state were Prince Andrew, who has been stood down from royal duties, and Harry, who now lives in the US with Meghan and their two kids. Realizing what a fragile position her family is in, the Queen discussed with Princess Beatrice and Eugenie about replacing Andrew and Harry. The York sisters are the next in line to the throne who are over 21. However, both princesses have young babies and feel they cannot take it on. Eugenie offered instead to go and speak personally to Harry about it, tells the source. New Idea has learnt that Harry, 37, was stunned by 31-year-old Eugenie's request, but is seriously considering making the mercy dash imminently. Out of the whole family, Eugenie is the one he listens to, says a source. Despite all that's happened between Harry and his family, he can't bear the thought of his grandmother being this worried, especially when she's under the weather. None of them considered how Harry's departure would leave them so vulnerable. Even Charles and William have to concede they need him. It comes as the Queen has tested positive for COVID just days after Charles and Camilla both caught the virus, but has still found time to send a message to Team GB's medal winners today. The monarch, 95, is understood to be experiencing mild cold-like symptoms, but is expected to continue with light duties at Windsor over the coming week. She will continue to receive medical attention and will follow all appropriate guidelines. Her Majesty's diagnosis comes after a number of people at Windsor Castle, where the monarch resides, tested positive for COVID-19. It also comes just 2 weeks after the Queen reached her historic Platinum Jubilee, celebrating 70 years on the throne on February 6. Buckingham Palace said in a statement today, Buckingham Palace confirmed that the Queen has today tested positive for COVID. Her Majesty is experiencing mild cold-like symptoms but expects to continue light duties at Windsor over the coming week. She will continue to receive medical attention and will follow all the appropriate guidelines. Prime Minister Boris Johnson today tweeted his well wishes to the monarch, saying, "I'm sure I speak for everyone in wishing Her Majesty the Queen a swift recovery from COVID and a rapid return to vibrant good health." Sources add Harry will likely return to the UK again in June for the Queen's Platinum Jubilee festivities. It was announced BetterUp, the US-based mental health app Harry is Chief Impact Officer of, has given 1,000 young leaders involved with the Queen's Commonwealth Trust, QCT, free access to the app. A spokesperson says more details will come in due course, but our insiders believe this all but confirms Harry plans to attend the historic celebrations.